Let's talk about the Little Mermaid's Memorial Day weekend box office performance. Still has one more day, by the way, as today is Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day, by the way. All of the outlets are talking about this movie made a huge splash. It's raking in money. I even saw a picture of her sitting underneath a bunch of money dropping from the air. This movie's a giant success. It is a massive hit. No, it's not. No, it's not. Here's what's funny. Okay, they're all talking about domestic. It's brought in for, like $100 to $119 million domestic. Makes a huge splash domestically. You know what it didn't do? Didn't make any money globally. The international numbers for this movie are awful. Really bad, actually. And all of these live-action remakes that Disney's made need international numbers. They've all had international numbers to hit that $1 billion. I don't think this one's going to hit $1 billion. I don't even know if this one's going to have legs. We'll find out over the next couple of weeks. But if it's going to make its money, it's going to be all domestic. And I would say at the end of the day, the domestic run for this movie will probably be about $500 to $600 million. If this thing doesn't make $800 million, I don't know if it makes money. I don't know. But either way, this movie not hitting $1 billion is kind of a disaster for Disney because all of the other ones have pretty much made that amount of money or gotten damn close to it. This movie's not going to make any money internationally. Fast X is still making money internationally. It's still number one internationally, actually. Just not domestic over here in North America, but that was kind of to be expected because the movies don't make that much money here domestically. The reason they keep making Fast and the Furious movies is because internationally it's a massive hit, unlike this movie. So the funny thing here is all of these headlines telling you this is an amazing movie. It's so amazing. It's doing the bestest ever at $164 million. The funny thing here is that's usually the domestic number for a lot of movies. For this one, this is its global bow. That's pathetic. And when you look at the release schedule coming up, there's a lot of competition coming out every week now in the theater. And next week, you've got Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Now, the first one didn't make much money. This one will probably make a lot more than the first one. But Spider-Verse is 100% going to knock Little Mermaid off of number one domestically. And with this movie coming out and Fast X still rolling internationally and this movie rolling internationally, I would expect The Little Mermaid to have a massive box office drop next weekend. So it's another L for Disney. And Spider-Man is not a Disney movie. This is a Sony movie. So after that, Transformers Rise of the Beast comes out. And now I'm starting to hear good things about this movie from some people that have seen it. We'll see. I don't know if I don't think Transformers is going to be a juggernaut, but it's still another movie that families would be interested in going to see. So now you've got Spider-Man, Rise of the Beast. The legs are going to get, well, she doesn't have legs technically, right? So her fins are about to get chopped off. And then after that, a Disney movie consumes the market with Pixar's Elemental and The Flash. So I would expect The Little Mermaid to get crushed domestically over the next couple of weeks. It's going to be funny to see how those headlines are spun next week because they're spinning hard this week because they're all saying it's a hit. Refresh for the latest. Disney's live-action take on The Little Mermaid is doing swimmingly at the box office domestically with a 3-day opening of $95.5 million and a 4-day projection of $117.5 million, factoring in the international box office bow of $68.3 million. That makes an estimated $163.8 million global debut through Sunday. The offshore launch is lower than hoped for coming into the frame, but it all bears noting that there was something fishy going on in overseas markets with so-called review bombing in such areas as France, Korea, Germany, and beyond. Oh, I'm sure that's it. That's what happened. Oh, I'm sure it was the bad reviews in France, Korea, Germany, and beyond. Excuses. Oh, so listen to this. As we noted, in our global preview, The Little Mermaid was expected to be more of a domestic play by the outset. However, it's fairly astonishing to see these overseas reactions, largely believed to be led by internet trolls. Yeah, it's the internet trolls that stopped it. They're blaming trolls for the movie flopping internationally. I don't think that's the case. Why is it so hard to understand that everyone's just going to see Fast X instead of this shit? I don't understand why it's so hard to just admit Fast X is running it over and over again on a highway road. She's just flopping. She's flopping on that highway road, and Vin Diesel in his old school Charger came in full speed and ran it over. That's it. That's what happened. It had nothing to do with the damn reviews. The reviews at the end of the day have little to nothing. And when it comes to influence and people going to see movies, are there a couple of people? Probably. But if people want to see something, they're just going to go see it anyway. We've seen this time and time again, especially when it comes to critics, a movie doing really good despite low reviews. So I don't think that has anything to do with it, but they're going to fly excuses all over the place. And now they're going to blame, once again, just like with Amazon, but it's Disney. This is the old Disney card. It's going to be racist and sexist that caused this movie to bomb. And it's going to bomb. This movie's going to flop because no one's going to see it internationally. This movie is done internationally. 68 million opening weekend is pathetic internationally, and it needed international numbers. And when you've got big movies coming out every week, the fins are done. She's cooked. So I would expect this movie to be it's going to probably be a massive failure, actually. This is going to be worse than Ant-Man, to be honest. It's going to be a lot worse than Ant-Man was. That's my prediction for this. And I've been wrong. I was wrong on Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Maybe this movie will be a massive hit. Somehow I doubt it. You know, the difference is Ant-Man is actually really good. Or not Ant-Man. The difference is Guardians is actually a really good movie. That's why it's still going. Probably going to hit 800 million. I don't see Guardians hitting $1 billion, but 800 is still pretty good. That means it made some money back. So, Little Mermaid cooked. Another fun fact is they're also predicting that Elemental is going to be a shit flop too. Elemental is pacing for just $40 million because Flash and Elemental are going to fight each other. I do think the Flash is going to make a lot more than $70 million, though, because they're cranking out that Michael Keaton marketing. Wait till we get closer to this movie. They're going to pump that marketing for this movie so hard. I can't see the Flash flopping. But maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I'll be wrong. In fact, I would kind of see that as a good thing because that would mean that Ezra Miller's actions had repercussions. So we shall see what happens. Anyway, they can spin it all they want. Next weekend is going to be a doozy for this movie. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.